You are not craving a person. You are craving a feeling. Name the feeling. Build the feeling within yourself. Then see who shows up in that energy. Often, when we believe we miss someone deeply, what we are actually missing is not the person themselves, but the feeling we experienced when we were with them. Maybe it was the feeling of being understood. Maybe it was the warmth of companionship, the excitement of being desired, the safety of knowing someone cared about you, or the joy of sharing moments that made life feel meaningful. When that person leaves, we assume that the emptiness we feel is because they are gone. But in many cases, the real absence is the emotion they helped create inside us. This idea can be powerful and freeing once we truly understand it. The hidden truth behind emotional cravings. When people say, "I miss them so much," what they often mean is, "I miss feeling valued. I miss feeling loved. I miss feeling important to someone. I miss feeling alive and excited." The person simply became the source through which those feelings arrived. But feelings are not owned by other people. They are states we experience within ourselves. If we believe only one person can give us those emotions, we unknowingly give them enormous power over our happiness. Our sense of peace becomes dependent on their presence, their messages, their approval, and their attention. However, the moment we recognize the real craving, everything begins to change. Step 1. Name the feeling. Instead of focusing on the person, ask yourself a simple but honest question. What feeling did they give me that I now miss? It might be security, appreciation,
passion,
comfort, belonging, inspiration,
peace.
For example, imagine someone who constantly checked in on you, asked about your day, and made you feel important. When they leave, it feels like losing them. But the deeper truth might be that you are missing the feeling of being seen and valued. Once you identify the real feeling, you gain clarity. Step 2. Learn to create that feeling yourself. This is where personal power begins. If the feeling you crave is appreciation, start appreciating yourself. Acknowledge your efforts, your growth, and your resilience. If the feeling is excitement, create it by exploring new experiences, traveling somewhere new, learning a skill, starting a creative project. If the feeling is connection, deepen your relationships with friends, family, or communities who genuinely support you. If the feeling is peace, create routines that nourish your mind. Reading, meditation, long walks, or time in nature.
For example,
a person might believe they miss their ex-partner terribly. But after reflection, they realize what they truly miss is laughter and playfulness. When they start spending more time with friends, trying new activities, and allowing themselves to be joyful again, they discover that the feeling they thought was lost can exist without that person. Step 3. Let the right people be drawn to that energy. When you cultivate those feelings within yourself, something interesting happens. You no longer look for someone to complete you. Instead, you naturally attract people who resonate with the energy you already carry. If you build peace within yourself, peaceful people are more likely to stay in your life. If you nurture joy and confidence, you attract people who enjoy and respect those qualities. Relationships become healthier because they are no longer based on emotional dependency, but on shared energy. For example, someone who learns to create their own sense of worth no longer tolerates relationships where they feel small or ignored. They naturally gravitate toward people who respect and appreciate them. The quiet power of emotional independence. This perspective changes how we view relationships. Instead of asking, "Who can give me the feelings I want?" we begin asking, "How can I cultivate the feelings that make my life meaningful?" When you build love, peace, excitement, or purpose within yourself, relationships stop being something you cling to. They become something you share. And the most beautiful part is this. When you stop chasing people to feel something, you begin to notice who naturally appears in your life when you already feel whole. Those are often the people who truly belong there. Because in the end, you were never just craving a person. You were craving a feeling, and once you learn to create it yourself, your entire world begins to change.